What's going on YouTube? Johnny here, back with another video for you guys today, and I'm also back in the intro chair. As always, hope everyone's been doing well and you guys had a great week. Today's video, I'll be going on an 8-mile run and then heading back to the original kitchen with cameraman and sous chef and baking a key lime pie. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, mile 1, 8:38 pace, and I'm a little past that, so I'm back down at 8:30 now. Mile 2, 8:35 pace. Mile 3, 8:44 pace. I'm trying to keep it under 9, but we'll see. Mile 4, 9-minute pace. There's that. Mile 5, 8:55 pace. Mile 6, 9:25 pace. I had to slow it way down. Ooh, it's really hot. Mile 7, 9:24 pace. Less than 1 to go, come on. All right, 8.12. Man, so it was 9-minute 30 pace when I hit 8 miles. And then when I finished, it was still at 9:30. So I had to slow it way down. I just sent my water ball flying, that's nice. I had to send it, I had to slow it way down, but I don't care. For me, the challenge was getting the distance. So I did that, and I'm proud of that. Speed can always come later. So I have a little bit of water left. I'm definitely gonna order another one and then probably get a belt, like a running belt. That way I can just have one for drinking and one for spraying all over me. Probably doesn't help that I went during the peak hours of the afternoon, but it's like 83 degrees, 84, so it's not the worst, but ooh, it's hot. It's definitely hot. But that does it for the run. Let's go. All right, and we're back in the original kitchen of Activities with Johnny, where it all started. We got sous chef right down here as well, so it's good being back with, you know, a good combination. And then we also have the cameraman who didn't want to be on camera today because she said she's not having or wearing any makeup. But I told her it's a judgment-free zone here on this channel, so she supported to come on make it a cameo appearance, but she said that's all she'll do and she wants to stay on the other side of it today. So that's what we're doing. So it is post-run. I was just resting, icing, drinking my water, so we have that here. So I was just resting recovery before we started on the well-deserved dessert here. So what we're making for dessert is a key lime pie. So the ingredients for that is just a little bit of zest, of the lime zest, I should say. Oops. We have brown sugar. You can use white sugar or brown, it doesn't matter. I just use brown sugar. We have our graham cracker crust. We have our butter, which I got a head start and just melted already. We have our sweetened condensed milk. And a side note, a tasty little treat that's actually very simple to make is you grab a piece of bread and you just pour a little of the condensed milk on it and you spread it around. It is one of my favorite tasty little treats. Doesn't require much effort whatsoever, and it's really, really good. And then we have the lime juice, and then we have our yogurt right here. And then again, here's the box of the crushed graham cracker already, the graham cracker crumbs. If you don't buy this, you can just purchase the graham crackers themselves, and then you can put them in a bag and break it up then. But either one works, and those are the ingredients for today's key lime pie. So I'm going to add the brown sugar first, and then we'll just break that up and mix it around with the graham cracker crust. Now it's time for the butter. So we'll just add all of that in. And then I will say a helpful hint when adding and mixing the butter as well, you'll want to use a fork to mix that around. I've found if I've used a spoon or even the spatula, it kind of just binds everything together and can create one massive lump or clump of graham cracker crust, and you want to avoid that. So this is the consistency that you want to look for with the butter and the graham cracker crust. So then what we'll do is we'll pour this out into our pie pan. All right, so then now a couple of things. You can either use your hand to spread it out and then kind of form the molding against the pie pan itself and flatten it out. Or a helpful hint, we're all about helpful hints here in this kitchen, you can use a measuring cup in this case, and then you can kind of just pat and spread and again form that mold of the crust itself and get the real, just really get the nice shape and distribute all the crust evenly throughout the pie dish. So I'll go ahead and work on finalizing that. All right, so here's what we're looking like. As you can see, it's a little rigid around the edge, but I had to have the cameraman to come in and help me with her expertise of really pressing it down, because as you can see, my work, cameraman's work. So there's always room for improvement. That's what it is. So we'll go ahead and bake the crust for about 10 minutes, and we have it set at 375, so we'll just keep an eye on that. So I'll see you in the next bit. It is time for the grand reveal. There we go. So it has that nice golden layer across the top. Cameraman's getting the camera a little close to the oven. So I'll just lay that right there for a second. And then while the crust cools off, we'll go ahead and work on the filling. So yeah, I'll see you in the next bit. All right, so the condensed milk has been added. So now we'll add the yogurt, lime juice, and then the lime zest. And I'm only using a little bit just because I don't like a bunch of the zest, too much of a strong taste within the key lime pie itself. So that's why I'm just only using a little. All right, and then now that everything is in the bowl, what we'll do is just carefully whisk, especially since the condensed milk at the bottom is really thick. If you whisk it really hard, you can potentially spray or have a little volcanic eruption of key lime pie ingredients right in front of you, so you want to be careful. All right, so this is the consistency that I'm looking for when making this, so I'll just make sure that everything is whisked together. So then now, what we'll do is just carefully pour everything out into the crust. All right, so there we are. And then what I'll do is just try to evenly spread it out. That way it's just not too much in one spot or anything like that. All right, so we're good to go. So then carefully put this back in the oven, and we have it set at 350. And this will be around 15 minutes. Sorry, I gotta lean far over. Probably shouldn't have leaned toward the oven as I opened it, but there we go. So about 15 minutes, and we'll just continue to keep an eye on that. And that's pretty much it. So looking forward to the final result, soon to come. All right, so while the pie is in the oven, I'm gonna start on the whipped cream. So I've added the whipped cream to this bowl as well as some sugar. But I'm not gonna add the whipped cream at the end on top of the pie. I'm just gonna store this in a separate container, and that way for each piece I can just add whipped cream or dollops of whipped cream for whenever I want it. That way, just if I don't want it, it's not there. So we'll just mix this together. The whipped cream is done, and for bonus points,
fail.
Alrighty, so the 15 minutes just went up. So what we'll do is a little jiggle test, and that's good. Not a lot of movement in there. So then what we'll do is take that out of the oven.
Oh.
And don't destroy the dessert. But what we'll do is just let this sit and cool, and then we'll stick that in the fridge, and it's pretty much done. The whipped cream is in the fridge, ready to go as well. And yeah, I'll see you when I grab the final plate. All right, it is that time, the plating time. So here we go. Here's my plate with the little dollop of whipped cream on top. There we go. And then the extra layer of crust that fell behind in the tray. I'm leaving no crust behind. That is the great part of the dessert too. So, and then here's the entire key lime pie. I don't know if the camera can pick it up well, but the nice little layer of crust and then the filling. So yeah, overall I call it a success. But you can see some of the divots where I did it, and then where cameraman did it. It's nice and crisp, and yeah. So that is that, and I'm really looking forward to eating this dessert after a hard run today. It was a long one, so well deserved, and like I said, just looking forward to this. So let's go. All right, guys, and that concludes today's video. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, tuning in, and supporting me in the channel. And the outro is a little bit different today. As you can tell, I'm not recording. I have the cameraman doing it since, I'm back in the original kitchen, so we decided to mix it up a bit. But again, hope you guys enjoyed today's footage of seeing the run. and the dessert. Let me know if you give the dessert a try down below in the comments, because I'd love to hear from you guys and your experience with baking, cooking, whatever it is. But with that being said, take care. Have a great upcoming weekend. Or have a great rest of the weekend, upcoming week. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and hit that notification button if you enjoyed today's video. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.